Good evening, everybody. I am Shraddha, and we are going to start with the chapter under the EVS subject, which is A Day with Nandu. So, इधर हम नंदू की स्टोरी डिस्कस करेंगे एंड नंदू यहाँ पे एक एलिफेंट है एज आप देख सकते हो इधर इन द पिक्चर ये नंदू है. दिस इज़ एन एलिफेंट. तो इसकी स्टोरी कुछ ऐसी स्टार्ट होती है. बट बिफोर स्टार्टिंग द स्टोरी, हैव यू ऑल एवर सीन एलिफेंट्स? तो अगर आप सबने एलिफेंट्स देखे हैं तो कहाँ देखे हैं? क्या कोई मुझे उसके करेक्टरिस्टिक्स बता सकता है? सो एलिफेंट ग्रे कलर के होते हैं. दे आर ह्यूज और ये ऐसे दिखते हैं. एग्जैक्टली दे हैव ट्रंक, 2 ears, 2 eyes, tusks and the legs and a tail. So ये नंदू है. तो इसकी स्टोरी goes this way that once upon a time he was sleeping, and as soon as he got up he figured out that he was under grey trees trunk. Like he was finding trees in the grey color, and they were looking like more of trunks, and he was really confused that uh, to which place has he woken up. So he observed the places. He observed कि ट्रीज तो ग्रीन होते हैं बट यहाँ पे ये ग्रे ग्रे क्या है, ट्रंक की तरह इतने सारे ट्रीज दिख रहे हैं. बट देन आफ्टर सम टाइम नंदू रियलाइज दैट ओके, दिस इज एन एलिफेंट विच इज़ हिज अम्मा. सो उसने देखा कि वो अम्मा के नीचे लेटा हुआ है और उसकी नींद वहाँ खुली है. नाउ द वर्ड आई एम यूजिंग अम्मा इज़ meant for nanima. So all the mothers are known as nanimas, and here नंदू की नानी को अम्मा बोला गया है. So उसने देखा कि वो अपनी मम्मा के नीचे उसकी नींद खुली है. तो उसको रियलाइज़ हुआ कि ये ट्रीज़ नहीं है, ये एक एलिफेंट ही है, उसकी नानी माँ है. एंड देन जैसे ही वो नींद से उठा उसने देखा कि आसपास बहुत सारे एलिफेंट्स हैं, उसके फैमिली के या वैसे उसके रिलेटिव्स, और वो सब आसपास ही थे. नाउ डज एनीबडी नो व्हाट डू वी कॉल ग्रुप ऑफ एलिफेंट्स? आप लोगों ने कभी अपनी लाइफ में मस्ट हैव सीन ग्रुप ऑफ एलिफेंट्स. सो देयर इज़ अ वर्ड फॉर दैट. व्हाट डू वी कॉल ग्रुप ऑफ एलिफेंट्स और एनी ग्रुप ऑफ एनिमल्स? Any idea? So the group of animals or the group of elephants in this case is called herd. So I have already explained you amma, and now I am explaining you the word herd. So it is known as group of animals. So नंदू ने अपने आसपास herd देखा, that means group of elephants देखे, और ये सब धीरे धीरे जाना शुरू हो गए जंगल की तरफ. सो सब एलिफेंट्स इकट्ठे, आपने देखा होगा कि काफ़ी एनिमल्स इकट्ठे ग्रुप में घूमते हैं, और वो इसलिए घूमते हैं टू मे बी जिससे उनको ईज़ लगे, कहीं उनको पहुंचना हो या वट एवर द केस इज़. तो वो इसीलिए ग्रुप में घूमते हैं. दे यूजली फॉर्म ग्रुप्स, एंड द ग्रुप्स वी कॉल एज हर्ड्स. तो ये सब भी अलॉन्ग विद नंदू ये गए जंगल की तरफ, जंगल में जहाँ बहुत सारे ट्रीज़ थे, और ये वहाँ उधर स्प्रेड हो गए. सारे एलिफेंट्स अपने अपने जगह फैल गए. यूजुअली ऐसा होता है व्हेन a herd reaches its destination, the animals tend to move towards their favorable places, towards different places जहाँ उनको easy लगे, जहाँ उनको जाना. तो similar thing happened with the एलिफेंट्स अदर देन नंदू. तो वो सारे अपने जंगल में फैल गए. कहीं फैल गए अपनी डेस्टिनेशन के अकॉर्डिंग कि उनको ज़्यादा डेंस एरिया में जाना है, कहीं थोड़े ओपन एरिया में चले गए, कहीं अपने खाने को ढूंढते ढूंढते चले गए जहाँ लीव्स अच्छे मिल रहे हो वहाँ चले गए, कहीं किसी को ट्विग्स खाने हो वो वहाँ चले गए. सो एवरीबडी वेंट इन सर्च ऑफ देयर फूड, देयर लाइवलीहुड. तो नंदू ने देखा कि सारे एलिफेंट्स जो हैं वो इधर उधर चले गए हैं और स्प्रेड हो गए हैं. सो दे वेंट इन ग्रुप टू जंगल एंड देन दे गॉट स्प्रेड एंड दे एट देयर फेवरेट ट्विग्स एंड लीव्स. तो यूजुअली यही होता है व्हेन यू सी अ ग्रुप ऑफ एनिमल्स, लेट्स से इवन अ ग्रुप ऑफ cows. So when they reach their destinations, they move according to themselves, according to what they want to have, according to what area they want to adjust into, what area they want to rest in. So they usually spread according to what they want. So इन्होंने भी नंदू देख रहा था कि इसके सारे फैमिली मेम्बर स्प्रेड हो गए हैं. कुछ ट्विक्स खाने के लिए गए हैं, लीव्स खाने के लिए गए हैं, कुछ वैसे ही रेस्ट करने के लिए गए हैं. ठीक है. एंड देन after spreading, all of them got together again and they went to water. So there was water there in the forest. तो वहाँ पे सारी elephants चल गए but नंदू नहीं गया. Nandu was just observing. Nandu is a small elephant. It's a baby elephant as you can see over here. तो ये छोटा है तो ये अकेले तो नहीं जा सकता इधर उधर, बट ये ऑब्जर्व करा था कि बाकी जो ग्रुप है वो कहाँ कहाँ जा रहा है. तो पहले वो जंगल में गए एंड देन जंगल में एज यू कैन सी कहीं पानी था. सो दिस हाइलाइटर विच आई एम मेकिंग हियर, सो ये जंगल में चले गए एंड नंदू वाज स्टैंडिंग विद हिज अम्मा, that means Nanima, and he was just observing the all of his friends and cousins going into this water just like in this picture. Okay, and let's continue with the rest of the story later. We have a question here that what do you call your mother's mother? So जैसे नंदू के केस में वो अम्मा बुलाता था अपनी नानी माँ को, आप सब अपनी नानी माँ that means mother's mother को क्या बुलाते हो? So some of you must be calling them Nani. Some of them must be calling your mother's mother Nanima. So and some of you be calling your mother's mother as Amma, as Nandu calls. So आप सब क्या बुलाते हो? Okay. So now जैसे ही सारे एलिफेंट्स पानी में गए, ऐसे जैसे आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, तो इसके बाद की स्टोरी ये है कि आपस में सब पानी में तो चले गए बट नंदू नहीं गया. सो लेट्स रीड दिस फैक्ट ओवर हियर. इट सेज, डू यू नो दैट एन एडल्ट एलिफेंट कैन ईट मोर दैन 100 kilograms ऑफ लीव्स एंड ट्विग्स इन वन डे. सो अभी हम लीव्स एंड ट्विग्स की बात कर रहे थे. तो ये सारे एलिफेंट्स अपने अपने खाना खाने के लिए चले गए और यहाँ पे एक फैक्ट दिया हुआ है कि जो एलिफेंट्स होते हैं ये मोर दैन 100 kilograms ऑफ लीव्स एक दिन में खा लेते हैं. ना इज़ इट पॉसिबल? कैन बी ह्यूमन ईट इतने सारे लीव्स? हम खा ही नहीं सकते, हम कुछ भी नहीं खा सकते 100 kilograms. वी आर सेल्फ आर अबाउट 20 to 40 kilograms in this age. So हम भी इतना सब नहीं खा सकते बट एनिमल्स सिंस दे आर मैसिव, सो उनकी डाइट ये होती है कि वो 100 kilograms ऑफ लीव्स इन वन डे खा सकते हैं एंड वो ज़्यादा रेस्ट नहीं करते. दे स्लीप ओनली फॉर 2 or 4 hours in a day. सो दिस इज सम जस्ट एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट एलिफेंट्स कि वो रेस्ट नहीं करते. जैसे वी ह्यूमन्स नीड 8 to 10 hours ऑफ स्लीप डेली. इफ़ वी डू नॉट गेट इट वी फील lethargic, हमें बहुत लेज़ी लगता है, काम नहीं कर पाते. बट एलिफेंट्स जो है वो रेस्ट नहीं करते हैं, 2 से 4 घंटे वो सोते हैं. द मड कीप्स देयर स्किन कूल. सो जैसे वी ह्यूमन्स नीड ACs, एयर कंडीशनर्स, टू कीप आवर सेल्स कूल इन सच अ हॉट वेदर, so does these elephant want, but instead of ACs they want mud to keep them cool. So you must have seen elephants getting rolled up in mud and they do rest in mud, and that is why the skin also becomes dirty, and that is why perhaps their color is in gray, dark color, because they live in muds, in dusty areas, in forests, etc. तो वो मड में घूमते हैं, लोट पोट होते हैं टू कीप देमसेल्व्स कूल. The mud keeps their skin cool. Their big ears also work like fans. Yes, I have noticed this fact many times. Whenever I see an elephant, I see that the elephant's ears keep moving to and fro like that, from one end to the other. And this is because, why? Can anybody tell me? Why do they keep on moving their ears? So, as the green box says, that they keep on moving their ears to, give them air, to keep their surroundings airy so that they do not feel hot. So, they work as fans. So, they flap their ears to keep themselves cool. So, flap is the correct word for that. So, all of this is information about an elephant. So, if you see an elephant in your daily life, you can notice all of these things, and whatever things you notice other than this, you can make a note in your notebooks, and then you can put all the notes in your notebook about elephants. Okay, so do you know the fact that when we are talking about Nandu is just 3 months old, and his weight is 200 kilograms. Can you believe this? Nandu is a baby elephant. He's not as big as the other elephants. He's just 3 months old. Can you imagine a 3 months old baby in human beings? What size the baby is? It's nothing. And Nandu is just 3 months old, but he already weighs 200 kilograms. That's an amazing fact about elephants. They are such massive elephants. Can you guys tell me your weight? आप सबको अपना weight पता है कि नहीं? सबको तो पता ही होगा. Your mothers tell you about your weight, I'm sure. So सबके different weights होते हैं, but I'm sure nobody must be 200 kilograms like Nandu is. So elephants की एक खासियत होती है कि वो बहुत heavy होते हैं. छोटे हैं होते हैं फिर भी heavy होते हैं. अब let's do one activity. आप सबको अपने weight का idea होगा. Rough, not exact, rough. So can you find out the weight of how many children like you will add up to Nandu's weight? कि आप जैसे कितने लोगों का weight लगेगा नंदू के weight को reach करने के लिए? How many of you or how many of yours weight would add up to Nandu's weight? कितने बच्चों का almost? So think about it, do this activity, discuss amongst yourself about your weights, your friends' weights, and then you can see how many of you would add up to Nandu's weight. So Nandu is a really heavy animal, and he likes to keep himself cool, so therefore he stays in mud and he keeps on flapping his ears to keep them cool again, to give them air, and the ears act like fans. So let's get back to the story, that when Nandu and his family and friends went to the water, everybody got inside the water, but Nandu was standing aside with his amma and he was not going into the water. So what happened next was, can you see the picture? Can you imagine the elephants playing with each other? See how nice they look. Right? What can you notice in this picture? Can anybody tell me? So as you can see, all the elephants are enjoying a lot. They're playing, they're putting water on each other, they're swimming, they're enjoying the diving water. So everybody is busy in playing with water. They're putting water on each other, they're relaxing, they're having a great time. So Nandu was just observing all these things, and Nandu stood beside and watched them playing. He was getting very interested and happy by looking at their friends and cousins playing with each other. But what happened next was that when his Nani Ma was standing next to him, The Nanima pushed Nandu a bit and he got inside the water because he was getting reluctant into going into the water, but his Nanima pushed him a bit and he got inside the water. And what happened was, then when he went into the water, after few seconds, there was a huge fountain water coming onto him from somebody and it made him all wet. वो गीला हो गया. So उसने देखा कि वो जैसे ही गया वो पूरा भीग गया because a huge fountain of water came onto him from somebody. Somebody had threw water on him. So this was a naughty act by his cousins, but Nandu enjoyed playing with them and then they all went back to the jungle and Nandu got tired. So that's how Nandu played inside the water. First he was getting reluctant into going into the water, but once he got, everybody involved him, everybody had played with him. Some of them had put water on him, so he enjoyed all those moments. He got wet, he started playing with them, and then after playing, he got tired. So everybody came back to the jungle. So वहाँ इन्होंने खेला and then everybody got tired and then went back to the jungle to rest. And how did Nandu rest? So he got inside his mother's legs and he sat down there, drank the milk and then he slept. तो नंदू जो है वापस आके अपने मम्मा के पास रेस्ट करा उसने and then he drank some milk and then he slept. Okay, so ये स्टोरी थी नंदू की. So अभी एक क्वेश्चन है that if you were Nandu and you lived in a herd, what kind of things would you do? जैसे नंदू की अभी हमने सारी एक्टिविटीज़ डिस्कस करी that he was first getting along with his amma or mother only, but then as soon as he saw people like the elephants getting spread inside the jungle, he also went and then he had some food and then he went to the water and then again he was not willing to go inside it, but then he got inside the thing and then he started playing and he got wet and all of these activities and then he got tired and then he came back and then he slept. So these were the activities followed by Nandu. But what activities would you do if you were in a herd? So imagine yourself to be an animal and imagine yourself to be in a herd, that means in a group. So what all would you do? See, if I were an animal and if I was in a herd, I would have gone to different places, explored different places, considering the fact that I have so many elephants or the animals all around me, so I am safe. So I would have explored different places, I would have enjoyed the specifications of every places, I would have enjoyed different grasses, different leaves to eat, and I would have rested everywhere. So that's what I would have done. So, what about you? So, you can make a note of things that you would have done if you were an animal in your notebook. Now, let's read the yellow box. It has again some amazing facts there. It says you have read about Nandu and the elephant herd. An elephant herd has many females and baby elephants. So, herd, they're describing the kind of herd it is. So, a herd usually consists of many females and baby elephants. So, no males elephants have been mentioned over here. That means a herd usually consists of female elephants and their babies. So, the oldest female is the leader of the herd. So, as the rule is that the oldest one is the head of the family, or the oldest animal is the head of the group. And the same happens in a herd, that the oldest female, is the leader of the herd. A herd may have 10 to 12 female elephants and the young ones. So there is the proper number also, which is mentioned over here. A herd cannot consist of thousands of elephants. Usually a herd is of 10 to 12 elephants, that to female elephants and young ones. So male elephants live in the herd till they are 14, 15 years old. So now male elephants also do live in herds. They also do move in groups, but there is a limit to that. So till the time they're 14 and 15, they move in groups in herds, but as they cross this age, they spread. This happens in our daily life as well. When our fathers or any male member in our family is small, he moves according to the family, with the group. But when he gets elder, when he grows, he gets independent, he moves here and there independently, he becomes financially independent as well. और वो अपना अलग चलता है फैमिली से अलग, वो लीड करता है या जो भी है वो अलग अलग हो जाता है. Similarly, this is the case with the herds in case of elephants as well, that if we talk about herds, only female elephants and the young ones tend to be in the herds for longer times. But if we talk about men, they just remain in the herds till 14, 15 years of their age. And as they grow up, they also, like humans, move here and there and they leave their herds. So they'll leave their herd and then move around alone. So Nandu will also leave his herd when he's that old, because he's also a male elephant, as the name suggests. So as he'll grow up, he'll also leave this herd. So he's in this herd for just like 14 to 15 years with his amma and mother. Okay, so the next question out there is, in the elephant herd, the oldest female elephant decides everything. Who takes decision in your family? So again, there's one question for you to think about your family, that just like in herds, the oldest female becomes the leader. She leads everybody. So if we talk about your family, who is the head of your family and how does the person leads your family? So usually in our families, our grandfather leads the family, and after our grandfather, our father leads the family, because they are the head of the family, and we, being kids, follow them. Okay, now the question is, can you draw a herd of elephants? Does anybody know how to draw an elephant? Does anybody want to try on the notebook? Yes, and कैसे draw करते हैं? So let's take out our notebook and let's try drawing an elephant first. Then you can go ahead with the herd. So we'll take 2 minutes to draw. And usually the elephant is of, this becomes the trunk. These are the foot of elephant. I'm not sure how to draw an elephant nicely. This becomes the tail. This is the huge body. These are the ears. This is the face. So this is how the elephant looks like. These are the 2 legs. I'm just drawing a rough idea. So looks something like that. So let's make it in our notebook. So by now, I hope you must have tried how to draw an elephant, and now let's draw a herd of elephants. If I talk about the herd, I mean a group of 4 or like 10 to 12 elephants. You can make them small and you can make a herd of elephants in a notebook. Let's take 1 minute to draw. Or you can just copy this. It's really easy to draw an elephant. You just need to draw a trunk, two ears, and eyes, and the body, and four legs. So let's move ahead and let's see few questions which now we need to answer. The first question says Nandu did things that he liked to do. If you could spend a whole day with your friends, what all would you do? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 activities which you need to fill. Let's take a minute and fill it. कि अगर आप अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ होते आप कौन सी एक्टिविटीज़ करते? पहले आप लिखो, देन आई विल राइट हियर अबाउट माई एक्टिविटीज़. सो अगर मैं अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ होती तो देखते हैं क्या क्या करते हैं. सो लेट मी इमेजिन माई सेल्फ टू बी विद माई फ्रेंड्स. सो आई वुड हैव डांस्ड विद देम बिकॉज आई लाइक डांसिंग. तो मैं उनके साथ डांस ज़रूर करती. मैं म्यूज़िक लगाती, उनके साथ डांस करती एंड बहुत फ़न करती. देन आई वुड हैव ईटन माई फेवरेट स्टफ. Eaten favorite food. And what else would have done? मैं उनके साथ गेम्स खेलती, just like Ludo, Carrom board, because all of these games I like to play. The next activity which I would have done is to click photos. We would have clicked selfies. So I'm going to write clicking pictures or clicking photos. And the last activity is to watch a movie. So I have just imagined myself to be with my friends, and then I have thought about the things we usually keep doing, or the things which I would have done if I was with my friends. So let us check your notebooks, that what all you've written in your notebook if you were with your friends, about if you were with your friends. So I am sure that all of you must have different choices, different interests, and different activities which you would be doing if you were with your friends, if you will be with your friends. Okay, so एनिमल्स के अपने अपने शौक होते हैं. वो अच्छा खाना ढूंढते हैं, वो रेस्ट करने के लिए ढूंढते हैं, वो पानी में जाते हैं, वो मड में जाते हैं. और हम ह्यूमंस हैं तो हमारे अलग इंटरेस्ट्स होते हैं. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल डांसिंग, ईटिंग फेवरेट फूड, प्ले लूडो, क्लिकिंग फोटोज, टू वॉच मूवीज. So these are my choices. Now let's come on to the second one, which is find out and write which other animal live in herds. So अभी हमने elephants के बारे में डिस्कस करा कि वो ग्रुप में रहते हैं, वो herds में रहते हैं. Does anybody have the name of any other animal which likes to live in herds or which lives in herds? So as I have discussed before that हम cows को देखते हैं कि वो भी ग्रुप में चलती हैं. मैंने तो देखी हैं cows moving in groups. What else? Okay, cows. What about sheep? क्या किसी ने sheep को देखा है ठंडे एरियाज़ में when you go for a holiday to the northern areas? क्या किसी ने देखा है कि sheep भी ग्रुप में चलती हैं, herd बना के चलती हैं? Next, give me a name please. Buffaloes. I have seen group of buffaloes going to their destination. What else? क्या हमने cats को देखा है कभी ऐसे ग्रुप बना के चलते हुए? No, we've not seen cats. वो अलग ही रहती हैं. Even in fact, if we talk about dogs, तो ऐसे इतना बड़ा 10-12 का ग्रुप बना के हर जगह नहीं चलते हैं. What else? So the rest of the animals are your activity to do. So you are going to go home and think about few more animals. Give me 2 or 3 more names that move in herds. So let's move on to the next question. The last one. Do you also live in a group? Do you like to live together like that? Why would you like or not like to live in a group? So the question is saying that आप ही क्या group में रहते हो? आप जहाँ भी जाओ, do you prefer going in a group of your friends, in a group of your friends or family? आप या आपके जितने बच्चे साथ जाएं, do you prefer that? So who all in this class likes to go in a group? Or who lives in the group already? Okay, so can you give me the reason that why do you like to live in groups or why do you go in groups? So some of you must be saying that to go in group is fun. Since you have people of your age, people of your group, you can share things, you can easily pass your time. There is a sense of entertainment all around because you tend to share things with each other, tend to do activities with each other, you have common interests. So it is really enjoyable when you move in a group or you live in a group. And can anybody, all of you, can anybody tell me, is there any person who does not like to live in a group? Who does not like group at all? So I'm sure there must be many of you who really want to not move in groups and who want to just live alone or with a small family, that's it, not in a group. So there are different kinds of people. Some are extrovert, some are introvert. So accordingly, the choices differ. And would they tell me, the ones who like to live alone, that why do you like to live alone and not in groups? Okay, so some of them who do not like to live in groups is because they're introvert. They do not like to hang up with people much. They like to live with just their parents and they're introvert. They do not mix up or they do not gel up with people that well. So this must be the reason behind avoiding the groups. So let's move ahead and let's see what we have next. There are some points that we need to ponder on. So it says, let's think. So the first point is, how do elephants feel when they are kept in chains? Discuss and share your feelings. So guys, can you all just imagine elephants to be tied in chains, to be kept in chains. So, कैसा लगेगा? So, can you think on their behalf? Let's say, let's imagine ourselves to be tied in a chain. You cannot go anywhere. You're restricted to one area, one confined area, and you cannot move here and there because of the chains, because of the limitations of the length of the chain. So, आपको कैसा लगेगा अगर कोई आपको chain से बांध ले? So, you need to discuss and share your feelings here. So, कैसा लगता होगा अगर हम एलिफेंट्स की भी बात करें कि वो कहीं जा नहीं सकते. मान लो उनको कोई अर्जेंट उनको पेन हो रही हो या उनको रेस्ट करना हो, वो नहीं अपनी फेवरेट जगह पे जाके आराम कर सकते हैं. और इवन इफ़ दे वांट टू गो टू देयर मदर्स, टू देयर अम्मास, तब भी वो नहीं जा सकते हैं बिकॉज दे आर कन्फाइंड टू वन एरिया. तो उनको कैसा लगता होगा? उनको पेन भी होती होगी बिकॉज इफ समबडी टाइज यू विद द चेन इज़ सो स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड इट्स सो हार्ड एंड इट गिव्स यू you know some things or like कुछ कुछ आपका पड़ जाता है आपके आर्म्स पे उसके निशान. सो आपको पेन भी हो सकती है चेन के साथ. सो इट्स नॉट दैट गुड आइडिया टू टाई एनी एनिमल इन चेन्स. They cannot do what they want to do. An animal should be set free. The next question is, have you ever taken a ride on an elephant? How did it feel? So this is one amazing question, and most of you must be having an answer for that. So आप लोगों में से किसने elephant riding करी है? Okay, so many of you have done this elephant riding. Didn't you get scared? Didn't you get scared by sitting on an elephant? How did it feel? Can anybody explain me their experience? I get thrilled whenever I sit on an elephant. I have sat on an elephant for just like 1 or 2 times, and I got really scared for the first time because the way it gets up, it literally shakes you when the elephant gets up because he is a huge one. He takes time and lots of pressure and effort to get up. He twists and turns his body and then he finally gets up. So it also twists and turns you as well. तो ये बहुत thrilling experience होता है. And when he moves, you move together with him. Your every part of the body gets shaken up. तो बहुत ज़्यादा effort लगता है उसके move करने में. But it is a very nice experience because you sit on a height, you can see everything, and there is totally different feeling of sitting on an elephant. So आप सबको कैसा लगा? आप भी अपना experience सब share कर सकते हो. The next thing is, you must have seen many animals around you in books, in movies. Some may be alone, some in groups. Find out more about any one of these animals and write about it. So the question says कि आपने elephants के अलावा भी और animals देखे होंगे. काफ़ी एनिमल्स हमें बुक्स में दिखते हैं. हमारे पास कितने डिफरेंट बुक्स होती हैं, उसमें कितने अच्छे एनिमल्स ड्रॉ होते हैं. मूवीज़ में भी हम देखते हैं कितने डिफरेंट टाइप के एनिमल्स होते हैं जो हमने अपने रियल लाइफ में नहीं देखे होते. कुछ हमें ग्रुप्स में दिखते हैं, कुछ अकेले जाते हुए दिखते हैं. The other day I was watching a movie. I came across a dog that was a very huge dog and a different breed it was. He was going alone. So ऐसे कुछ एनिमल्स होते हैं जो अकेले जाते हैं. मैंने उनको कभी ग्रुप में जाते हुए नहीं देखा एक्सेप्ट फॉर दोज बेसिक शीप्स, एलिफेंट्स, बफेलोज एंड स्टफ. तो क्या आप और एनिमल्स ढूंढ सकते हैं और इन लोगों के बारे में आप बता सकते हो कि कैसे होते हैं, कि क्या करेक्टरिस्टिक्स होते हैं किसी डिफरेंट एनिमल्स के? अभी आज हमने एलिफेंट्स के बारे में पढ़ा कि उनको हर्ड बोलते हैं और वो क्या क्या एक्टिविटीज़ करते हैं, और उनका हर्ड 10 to 12 मेंबर्स का होता है. एलिफेंट्स का क्या वेट होता है हमने देखा, और वो कितना सारा केजीज खा जाते हैं इन वन डे. उनकी डाइट में क्या है? दे डू नॉट ईट बर्गर्स एंड पिज़्ज़ाज बट दे डू ईट लीव्स एंड ट्विग्स. वो कैसे अपने आप को ठंडा रखते हैं. सो ऑल ऑफ these things I'm recalling about elephants, and now even I am clear about the fact about the elephants. So you all also need to research on different. You can take just one animal and you can just observe where he is, where can it be found, where does he rest, how does he rest, what color he is, how does he look, what he eats, Is he alone or in a group? And how does he keep himself cool? Or what? How does he walk? क्या क्या उसके characteristics हैं? So you can take one animal and you can research on that. And you can also think about why is he walking alone? Why is he walking in group? So there are many things. So we are done with the activity. And this was all about the elephants that we did over here. We also got into some questions. We related the things that the animals were doing with us. We discussed about our activities as well. We discussed about different animals that move in groups. We thought about why they move in groups. So we are going to continue everything in the next session. So have a good day. Bye.